I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. This is the Billionaire Brown experience. Let's go.
Okay, so what is so in regards to, let's get to this branding. Okay. What is something that you just see in passing, just dealing with people on a daily basis, that we get wrong about branding just in itself?
Uniformity. I mean, from the logo of your brand or your business or your show to where that sits across everywhere on social media to a website. So many people have so many different messages, and because we don't trust as a society today, we're setting up things that don't trust. So from the physical view of it, your color scheme to your typeset to the tagline about what you're about, making sure that's sitting there clear on the top of your website to the top of your Facebook header to Twitter to YouTube to so on. The other thing I tell people, be on every social media site. Every single one. You don't need to be on them, working on them, but if there's MySpace, have that name of your brand on there, have your logo on there, and have it pointing back to Facebook or your website so that nobody else can get it. A lot of people, as they're building their brand or the foundation of their business, they build it for the moment. They don't build it from the success standpoint. What happens if you blow out of the water? How protected are you? Where's the crisis management before the crisis happens? If anybody wants to go to the bottom of my website, lorenweisman.com, you'll see seven different terms and condition documents, from copyright notice to privacy policy to everywhere in between. That means anything that goes wrong with you as a customer experience or just visitor experience on my website, I'm not liable for. So, you get those situations where somebody goes to a bad website and somebody hits you, and then all of a sudden you get an email, Loren@lorenweisman.com, but it's not from me. People have the ability to sue websites. You have a music lead that doesn't have the licensing or the publishing correctly. There are people out there that are just trying to cause problems. So and then, okay, you start growing and you're doing great and you have your .com. Where's the $100 to get the .us, .net, .org, .biz? Protect your brand like it's a living, breathing child, and taking that uniformity so that bio is the same thing everywhere. And by having that one document so you can cut and paste everything the same everywhere, it brings up the professionalism, and at the same time, it brings up the organic SEO for people to find you. If you're pounding out through Spreaker, iHeart, Libsyn, SoundCloud, it doesn't matter where you are. Still make sure that you are on every other one. My podcast is on iHeart Radio. I still have Wait What Really Okay signed up on 37 other podcast sites so that nobody can sign up there. It is my name. I own it. But what happens if somebody tries to? And people have tried to. Protecting your brand, that's one of the biggest mistakes, and it's one of the easiest things to do in the beginning. And you don't have to do it all at once. Once a day, everybody here in this audience, once a day, look up one more social media site. Figure out one more domain that maybe you buy a domain once a week, and maybe you'll let it go after a year. You don't necessarily keep it for 4 years. But how can you protect and enhance your brand and your message? One of my favorite sites to send everybody to is called Knowem. KNOWEM. You can type in your brand name there. You can see what is available for social media, for as opposed to having to go to every single site and sign up. This is the end all be all site to find out what's going on and where you can be reserving your sites. It's the simple, small stuff you do while you're checking emails or as you're about to close up for the day that can just secure you, lock you down, and make you that much stronger. And then if you're in the position of getting an investor, well, we've got all this stuff dialed in. You take away the risk, you'll see a lot more chance at reward.
Wow. Nobody ever actually paid attention to it, but I remember when Jeb Bush was running for president with Donald Trump.
I saw that.
You saw it?
I saw that. I talked about that.
That's freaking crazy. That's exactly what you're just talking about there.
Exactly. You never know where your brand is going to be. You never know. I mean, your brand is everything. And Jeb Bush was just an idiot.
That was terrible. And for those that don't know, Donald Trump bought it, right? Wasn't it Donald Trump?
I think it was somebody else. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
When I first saw it,
some weird place.
Yeah, when I first saw it, it was Donald Trump stuff on there. But then it started to fizzle out and started to change, and then eventually it wasn't non-existent. But somebody basically bought JebBush.com, for those that don't know, and they really kind of messed up his whole presidential campaign, in my opinion.
I mean, it was silly, and it turns into the same thing. Like when you begin to build out your brand and your brand name, and then you start picking up all sorts of stuff, these people, they're businesses where they will go in and buy domains for $11, $12 and realize, wow, you need this name, so now I'm going to sell it to you for $1,000, and they have every right to do it. Yeah. My new book it's in a writing phase, but I'm branding it before I write it. This book is not a bestseller, so I went and got notabestseller.com. I was surprised it was even available. As soon as that was done, and I do the same stuff that I tell every single client and everybody that I talk to on stage to do. Each day, I'm locking up another social media site for it. Each day, I'm making sure that it all points. So by the time when the book is launched, it's already everywhere. And the presence of it makes it that much better. While you're in development of whatever your business is, you can still be enhancing the brand at the same time. You don't need to be out there announcing it, but you can secure those social media sites. You can secure those domain names. You can make sure that your bio, your tagline, your one-liner, it's everywhere. And with it being everywhere, it's going to protect you.
What is a brand that's out there that you really get annoyed at just hearing or seeing it? And why? Why does it annoy you?
I don't necessarily get annoyed. I mean, I was kind of surprised. The Starbucks recently put out this blonde shot, and in their stores they removed all the menus, and it was just blonde. It was just promoting this one thing. And I mean, Starbucks, and this is where, you hear the story about Tony or Gary talking this up. Look, this brand is so strong that now all they do is just plug this. That's cool. And for Starbucks, that works because they're enough of a brand that people know the menu and they know what they want. But for somebody that's coming up and saying, okay, all we're going to do is promote this song, or all we're going to do is promote this one service of our business, or this one thing I can do, that becomes dangerous. Starbucks, you're multi-millions and millions and millions. But that, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it annoyed me, but it worries me when a young entrepreneur sees something like that and then wants to emulate that, and maybe they only have $15 in their pocket. And as opposed to them saying, okay, what can I create for a video? What can I create for content? How can I further reinforce my brand and my authority? They see something big, flashy, and multi-million-dollar, and then they try to copy that where they're barely scraping 2 pennies.
What do you see as how important and how big do you see social media?
It's crucial. It's crucial. And it's not just, it's having an audio, even if it's not a podcast, getting that audio at least once a week, if not once every other week, having a video out there, putting out your own quotes, and putting out social media, using social media in a responsible way. If that thing that you posted up, do you want that up tomorrow, next week, next month, next year? What if you died? Would you be embarrassed that remained? Then it shouldn't go up. I don't buy into this. You need to be tweeting 40 times a day. No one's paying attention to somebody tweeting 40 times a day. Okay, maybe the celebrities. Work on creating better messaging so that people come to see your page where your tweets are. Stop trying to appear in their feed because they're turning you off. They're blocking you. They're unfollowing. And, I tend to tweet once, max twice a day. And it's the same post that's going to go across over to Instagram, to Facebook, to everywhere across the board. I know what I'm doing in advance. And inside of that, it doesn't come off so stressful. It doesn't come off so dominant. social media, it's core, and whether you like it or not, whether you like being on a video or not. I talked to somebody the other day, I don't really like doing videos. I said, I don't care. If you want to work with me, you're doing at least a video, at least twice a month. Well, I guess so. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. If you're not creating engagement to be engaging, people are not going to engage with you.
Okay, so now you were just talking about the crossover. I know that's a popular question where you can have a sense of consistency, where same thing you post on Twitter, you post on Instagram, you post on Pinterest, you post on Facebook, you post on wherever else. Is that a good thing, or should it be different on each platform?
Well, I mean, whatever works for you. I think if you're doing different things on each platform, then you're creating a much bigger editorial calendar. It's a lot more work. I adjust the message to make sure that the right number of that there's 2 hashtags, max 3 on Twitter. When I put an image up on Instagram, you can do 30. So I usually do about 28. I do 27 to 28. On Facebook, I do no more than 2. I mean, it by honing a message and creating an editorial calendar, and as you come up with some great idea, you come up with some great quote, you realize it doesn't need to all of a sudden go up in that moment. I see more success with people having consistency and continuity in what's being put up. And if you come up with 5 great ideas, great, you got 5 days of content. I mean, to shoot certain videos. Oh, I'm going on a cruise. I'm speaking on the CEO Entrepreneur Cruise. I leave next Sunday. I'm gone till the following Thursday. I'm going to do some of my content in advance so that it's all done and I can just pop it up. That makes it easier on people. People think they've got to sit down in front of a computer and pen that thing right on Facebook. That's too stressful. To format your content, and at the same time to cross it over, it makes it less. And on that note, let people choose where to follow you. Stop saying, okay, well, you follow me on Twitter, so now go follow me on Facebook. If somebody says to me, I'm looking at them and I'm like, wow, I like this page. I like what he's about. I click follow on Twitter, and the first thing I see, thanks so much. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. That's the first auto-generated message I got. Bye, goodbye, see you. I don't care how many people, and Gary's a big proponent. You get them to follow you everywhere. Why? Well, if they are engaged with you in the place they want to be engaged, and you're being engaging there, you're going to retain someone. Otherwise, you're going to piss off people, and maybe they won't unfriend, but they'll block, unfollow, and forget you quick.
Dental problems don't get better the longer you wait. They just get worse and more expensive. The #1 dental plan in America today guarantees to save you 20 to 80% on all dental procedures you can get done in the dental office. Regular teeth cleanings all the way up to cosmetic dentistry. No waiting periods. Contact a benefit consultant immediately to find out what open enrollment specials are available in your state today. 888-674-9409.